What's up, humans, and welcome to a new Psicoactivo. Okay, happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope everybody's doing okay. There was a lot happening yesterday with the Matt Brown interview. I got a bunch of really rude comments, racist comments, even. And it was mostly from the people who are like really angry that Matt Brown said that God is real at the end of that interview. That was clearly an edit made by Jeremy Corbell to cause and effect. And it did. Mostly it was negative from these people who are hell bent on this being a nuts and bolts kind of phenomenon. And that's okay. If they want to think that way, that's okay. But I don't think it's okay to go after people for believing in something that doesn't align with their own beliefs. And I was just echoing what Matt said. And I said specifically that I believe Matt was just expressing his interpretation. I don't think he was saying that as an absolute truth. And even though I said that, I got attacked by a bunch of people. And I had to erase a lot of comments because some of the attacks were really, really racist because I'm Mexican and I live in Mexico. And some of these people were like, go back to your country, as if I lived in the US. I already live in Mexico, guys. But that's okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I do find it very interesting that the reaction was so visceral from a lot of these people. I also got blocked by a number of them because, yeah, I think that intellectualism in ufology is a major problem because there's a lot of these quote unquote highbrow ufologists in the field that are either against whatever people like Corbell or Knapp present, and they only think that their research is valid, or they felt betrayed yesterday by Corbell and Knapp for making that edit and placing that phrase at the very end of their episode about God. I know about at least a couple of them who were like all on board with Corbell and Knapp and the Immaculate Constellation whistleblower. And after this, they felt betrayed and they're like, oh, he sold out. Corbell, meaning Corbell. It's not that black and white, guys. And honestly, I'm agnostic. I already told you. But the evidence that I've seen so far from experiencers, from people like me who have experienced near death experiences, from the lore, from the literature that is thousands of years old, there's people that have been experiencing a phenomenon that has been interpreted in different ways depending on the times. And yes, there's a lot of people that conflate that with religious dogma. I don't think that's right either. I think that we need to remain open to whatever this is, because at the end of the day, it is one thing, right? But right now, also with evidence from the telepathy tapes, it seems to have some kind of a consciousness, spiritual component to it. And that is something that we cannot ignore. And if it really doesn't fit your narrative, tough shit. I'm sorry, but I don't know what else to tell you. And if you, for some reason, think I'm a POS because of the way I express my ideas and the way I present the information, I'm really sorry you feel that way. But that is not going to stop me from presenting the information. And I am trying to be objective, but if you think that being objective is rejecting other ideas from people, I don't think that's the way to do it. And that's that. But that's all I wanted to say about that. There's breaking news, guys. And Matt Laslo, he's been killing it so hard recently. And he recently wrote a piece exposing a lot of these Congress people that haven't been honest with him. At least that's the way he's felt. Because imagine how you would feel if you're going up and down in the halls of Congress or right outside of the Capitol, chasing a lot of these Congress people and getting mixed messages from each of them that contradict each other. So we've been waiting for information about David Grusch potentially going in a SCIF before today, we thought that the SCIF was going to happen with Lue Elizondo, AARO, Grusch, and Burlison guest in this potential. I want to share Matt Laslo's conversation with Representative Eric Burlison. I don't know if that was last night or today, but he just dropped the information. So I'm going to show it to you guys and let me know what you think. Here it is.
Lue Elizondo has left the UAP Disclosure Fund. I think that's unfortunate. I don't think people should beat up on Lue as much as he's been beat up on the internet and social media.
Yeah.
The truth is, he's a U.S. citizen. He's a patriot. He's only done things to attempt to be loyal to his country. And at the UAP hearing, when he showed the photo to me, he said the caveat that he's not vetted this, and that he was just handed this, and he almost hesitated to show us because he wanted to have time to vet it, but he wants to be transparent. Give the guy a break. Give him a break. I would rather have people err on the side of being aggressive in their disclosure than to be, being overly cautious. So I think that your listeners should understand that, and hopefully they do understand that.
Yeah.
And look, don't you want all of it out there, even the stuff so that everybody, let the internet and the sleuth finders figure this out, right? Let the collective intelligence of the United States citizens determine what's the facts of some of this stuff. That's what I think we would all want.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you know why there's no hearing this week?
Open hearing. There's not a lot of communication, I believe, happening between the oversight. We're not understanding. I have not heard why we're not having the open hearing. I had a hearing with AARO yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I had a briefing with AARO for
just you and them.
Are you waiting?
Yeah. No, I just wanted to bug you about that. Okay. This is also very interesting.
A briefing with AARO, and David Grusch was with me.
Oh, interesting. And just you.
And David gave them more information, I think, than they gave us.
Really?
Yes. So at least new information.
Yeah.
So that was a very productive meeting. Unfortunately, the irony is one of the reasons why we postponed the previous hearing in the SCIF with Lue Elizondo and others was that we were trying to get David Grusch there.
Yeah.
He still doesn't have his clearance, and he has other issues that are pressing for him that he has to get back home.
Yeah.
And so it's unfortunate. But on Thursday, we're going to have that hearing. I don't know who all is going to be in it. Apparently Lue is not because of all this kerfuffle. But then we have a briefing with the FBI in the afternoon. So this is UAP week.
But not with AARO? Not with AARO Thursday?
No. I mean, I had the private briefing yesterday.
And it was just you, them,
and David Grusch.
And Grusch.
Yeah.
So what?
And other people from the intelligence, different arms of the intelligence community.
Yeah. So what's Thursday's briefing with the FBI? Is that going to be more Persian?
Yeah, I mean, David Grusch encouraged the oversight committee to set this up, so he's going to be giving me the topic and the content and where to go.
And he'll be there for it?
He won't be able to.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay, I was confused because when I started looking at all the notifications from Laslo, I wasn't sure if what happened exactly. But now that I've listened to it, apparently yesterday, Burlison, David Grusch, and AARO had a SCIF briefing. And there was some bad news in there that Eric Burlison dropped, that Grusch still doesn't have his clearance back. That's not good. I thought he did. And this is what I'm telling you guys about the messaging, because I'm not sure, but I'm pretty positive that Burlison himself said last week that Grusch already had his clearance back. And now he's saying the opposite. So what's the deal? And the other part that I found really interesting was that on Thursday, there's going to be a briefing between Congress people and the FBI that was encouraged by David Grusch. David Grusch is not going to be part of it, but he was the one who apparently encouraged it and potentially even set it up. And if you guys have been paying attention to the news lately, there has been an ongoing investigation from the FBI into all of these claims. So potentially Mulder and Scully are now entering the UFO chat officially. So that's exciting. And the last part of it was that Eric Burlison is defending Lue Elizondo and is asking people to back off. And I already told you what I think about that. I think that Lou could have made a much better decision when he was about to present that photo, especially after the mess that caused the other photo he showed a few months ago of that alleged mothership UFO. So that was a poor judgment error. And I think that it's the second time it happens. So I don't know. But yeah, I think we should focus on the more proactive side of things. And I already said what I had to say about Lou. Whether he stays on the topic or not, that's a different issue. I have no opinion on that for now. But I found that really interesting that every single skeptic or detractor that has been using this talking point that Grusch actively avoided AARO no longer has that argument to make. They can't because now Grusch already spoke to AARO, and Burlison said that the information Grusch gave to AARO is better than the information he gave to Congress people. And Burlison was there to hear it all inside a SCIF. The issue I have is related to what George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell said yesterday during the interview with Matthew Brown. Corbell gave a little insight into how they decided against going into a SCIF after their own lawyer advised them against it. Because if you go to a SCIF and you have information, the people who are in the SCIF with you and are government employees have the right to classify that information, and it doesn't get to the people anymore. I did not know that actually happened. Now that I do, I'm not sure if I want David Grusch to tell everything to members of AARO or any other member of Congress or the government inside a SCIF, because if you go in a SCIF and that information is now automatically classified, I prefer that information remains in the public. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I gathered from what Jeremy Corbell said yesterday. And if that's the case, I don't know if that was a great idea to be on that SCIF with Grusch and with AARO, especially after what Burlison said, that that information was way better than the one he gave to Congress people. So we got to keep digging into this, but I want to please ask you, subscribe to Askapol, subscribe to Matt Laslo. If you can, pay a subscription, because the man is doing pretty much the heavy lifting in ufology when it comes to information from the Capitol. It's him and Joe Khalil from News Nation. That's it. And he is the one who is hounding representatives to get the information out. So another home run, Matt. Kudos. Thank you, man. Let me know what you think about this information from Representative Burlison. What do you think about the different messaging from one week to the other? What do you think about David Grusch not having his clearance, apparently? Maybe that was just a confusion. Maybe he didn't have it last week and now he does. That's why he was able to get into a SCIF, maybe. And what do you think about that briefing that the FBI is going to get with Congress people? That should be interesting. And it's happening tomorrow. So we're going to be on the lookout for that. Hopefully, Matt has some information about that right after it happens. But yeah, there's an FBI investigation going on right now, investigating all of this and all of the claims about UFOs. So we'll see how that goes. I did report on it a few months ago when we found out about it. Let me know what you think overall about this news. If you like the content you see, I'm going to ask you to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you can get notified when a new video drops. If you want to support the channel in any other way, I'm going to leave a few links in the description. You can also become a member. You can also support us on KGRA. Anything you choose to do is always appreciated. So thank you for your support. And that's it for me today on this video, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, stay curious and inquisitive always. Bye.